Okay, I think we're set up and everything's good to go. Sure how everybody else does this so easily. We were in expert difficulty last time. That should probably be fine. Hopefully the audio's okay. Okay. All right, what were we doing last time? I think we did a Nephilim Rift, I'm pretty sure. What do we need to do? Socket 5 gems. Jewelry to level 10. We could do that. Mystic. Diablo is wall. Do all that really easy. All right, now I got to do the Mystic. Forgot I had the Templar with me. All right. And then we got to socket 5 gems. We can do that right away. Put Bennett there. And give us a little bit more vitality too. And then I think we had to kill Izual and Diablo. We can do that real quick. Actually, you know what I should do? I should wait until I've got a thing for them. Reset the map and do all of Act 4 while we're at it. Okay, what do we have here? No Izual or Diablo. Hopefully we can fix that. You know, I have like a 50% chance of getting either Izuel or Diablo according to math, but it doesn't seem to always hold up that way. Because so far we are 0 for 4. Rather impressive. And if anybody's watching, let me know if the audio is okay or if I need to tweak anything. So I'm new to this, trying to get everything figured out. There's Diablo. We could do him. Last time we did this, we just finished getting level 70. And we have no good support of legendaries. We got the Sin Seekers here, but other than that, we got nothing. I guess we got a vision over there we could pop in if we wanted to. How dangerous is this? A little sketchy. This is hardcore for anybody who's wondering, by the way. So based on the amount of time it's taking to kill these things, I'm guessing these visions are gonna kill me if I go any further than just once in there. I'm just gonna take a quick peek. Doesn't look too bad. We can maybe come back to that. All right, off to kill Diablo. We're going the right way, that is. I do need some Death Breath pretty bad. I'm not sure how likely they are to drop from these guys. Luckily, our defense is pretty good. We're pretty tanky coming through here, even with all these beams. Although I don't want to stand on 6 of them all at once. All right, no Death Breath. All right, where are we going here? So our goal in this stream here is to get the 6-piece bonus for this season, which is the Impale set bonus. And as long as we get the 2-piece bonus, we should be doing fine and able to do a GR20, no problem. Then we can actually start playing the Demon Hunter and getting it going. I don't know if I'll stick with the Impale set. I'll probably try and find the God set, which is one of my favorite ones to get going here. So we'll see how we feel when we keep playing this. All right. Before we go in there, let me just double check that I can't do anything else to make him die faster. Maybe we could use that out, but let's go ahead and switch to that for a second. And let's change this over to this one. Maybe that'll help us out a little bit. It takes forever to kill these bosses, so I'm just trying to find a way to speed it up a little bit. Ideally, I need enough Death Breath to upgrade a decent weapon or something, but can't be complaining too much. All right, not too bad here. Diablo always annoys me because he makes you go through so many phases. And he does stuff like that, which is a little rude. Oof, another stun. Interesting. I don't think I ever really pay attention to what he says in here. What power do we have as a Nephilim? Is there anything other than just the basic stuff that we get as like a witch doctor and wizard and stuff? Or again, really rude. I do like the idea of those little shadow clones there. It's kind of cool. All right, almost done here. I do remember really liking this fight when I first did it. It was really exciting to be able to actually like work your way up here and kill Diablo, and this felt like pretty eventful and meaningful. But honestly, the Malthael fight I think is a lot better. I wonder if Diablo is going to be coming into Diablo 4 with the next expansion. As far as I'm aware, he isn't in that game yet, right? We can tank that. There we go. All right, Diablo is done. Now we just got to do Izual and the rest of Act 4. I've already finished Act 1 and 2, so I just need to do 3, 4, and 5 to finish up the rest of those acts. That shouldn't be too bad. You got even some death breath out of that. That's nice. There we go. All right, Cursed Shrines. So we need to kill Izual here as well as do the Cursed Shrines. I'm not sure. I'm guessing these Cursed Shrines are really close, so we'll focus on finding Izual for now. After doing so many runs with him, trying to get the Staff of Hurting plans before, you'd think I'd be able to find him pretty easily. All right, we'll go back in that portal later. All right, Izual, where are you? We could probably stand here for a second and kill all of these. I want everything these elites drop. There we go. Finally got some extra death breath again. Those sages are going to help us out a lot. Well, I guess we'll go do this portal real quick. First shrines. This is one of my favorite bounties. So quick to do. Oops, didn't mean to pull up the Paragon. Alright, I need to figure out my hatred. I'm burning way too much of it. Alright, and I still need to go back here because I need to kill Izual. We gotta find out where he actually is this time. Might have been up over here. Let's see how we're doing for resources. Alright, we're finally building up the death breath. We're gonna be able to get moving really fast here. You know what? I forgot to put up my timer. It took me, I think, like 2 hours and 20 minutes or something like that to go from a level 1 fresh hardcore character completely in the beginning, like no altar or anything like that, up to where I'm at right now. So it took me a little bit longer than I'd like. But I also don't have the necromancer, so it would have been a lot faster if we had that. There we go. And if we're really lucky, maybe he'll drop us the plans right away. Might as well get a bit of a speed boost. All right, now he's going to freeze us one way or another, I'm sure. There we go. Isuel is a way better fight than Diablo. There we go. And we actually got the plans. Look at that. That's lucky. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me so early in the season. In fact, we should probably bring it back home and drop the plans off. I wouldn't want to die and then have to find them again. There we go. We got a cursed chest over here. It's not bad. It's nice and close, too. These Act 4 bounties are going to be nice and quick. I think I usually don't like this cursed chest simply because the enemies that pop up around the edge are kind of annoying to me. All right, and we're definitely not going to be able to get the double bonus here, but we'll do what we can. There we go. All right, 2 more to do, and then Act 4 will be done. And then we just have to deal with the annoying Act 3 bounties and Act 5 if it's not too bad. This is my least favorite part of every season is starting over from the beginning and being forced to do all of the acts 1 through 5. I feel so done with them. So far, no one's being nice enough to drop me another legendary, which is a little disappointing. You'd think they'd treat me nicer. All right, and I need these guys. They might be able to drop me some death breath. Could just go inside another Nephilim rift, but that took forever last time. All right, still no extra death breath. I think I need 6 more to be able to actually like upgrade into something good. All right, and I can't remember how far down we have to go here. I think it's 1 more, right? Yeah. There we go. I'm pretty sure each of those giant, I don't know what you call them, masses or whatever, also count as an enemy? There we go. All right, let's see. I'm at 43 and 44, so they do count. Okay, now we just got to kill this guy. There we go. All right. Got a message. Okay, we got to go to the Rift level 2. We'll just ignore everybody else here then. I don't know if anybody who's watching plays hardcore normally, but like in your opinion, is it better to watch somebody who can go fast on softcore or slower on hardcore for the excitement of having somebody die? Because if we're on softcore, we can go crazy fast through here. All right. Death breath, please. Still nothing. Man, that's disappointing. All right. Oh, we already finished Act 4. That was quick. And we have a chance of getting a Ring of Royal Grandeur here if it's lucky. Wow. Okay. Didn't realize our inventory was already full. I should actually check some of this stuff. I can't remember what I have on here that's level 70 gear or not. I think I'm missing a brace or two. There we go. That'll help us out. Let's actually pick up that cash. All right, no such ring. But I am getting some good blood shards and plans, obviously, so that's good. All right. Actually got to bring you over here. On console, you can just learn those directly at the blacksmith. So it always feels weird when I'm switching around back and forth between them. All right. And I think we did almost everything for, okay. We're on chapter 2 now. And we have to fully equip a follower, fight Rakanoth and the Skeleton King, craft a level 70 ring, replace a property, and transmogrify. We can do all of that really fast. Let's see. What do we want to do first? We'll work on slowly equipping our follower. Let's just transmogrify an item real quick. Doesn't really matter what. And then I think this needed dexterity on it anyway. So let's roll this and hopefully get some dexterity. Oh, we got a socket. That's even better. Now let's see here. Throw this in there. I think we had to get a socket anyway. And what does our follower need? A whole bunch of stuff. Let's craft his token for right now. Since he's going to need it anyway. And the chance of us finding that is like 0. All right, and then what was it? The Skeleton King we needed to do? We can go fight him real quick. Can't remember what else we needed. There we go. That should help us run through here pretty fast. Okay. Well, that's not good. Let me through. Since we're not doing the bounty here, it doesn't matter. All right, how are we doing for damage? At 185,000 damage, 6.8 million toughness. All right, there we go. Forgot I had a Pepsi over here. Thank you for taking forever, Skeleton King. All right. Yep. This is going a lot faster than the first time we came through to fight him, so that's good. All right, there we go. And he also gave us some death breath. What do we have for death breath now? We're at 17. Okay, I thought it was way higher than that. All right, and what was the other thing that we needed to do? Oops, that's the wrong button. Get out of that message system. Okay. Needed to kill Rakanoth. That's pretty much it, and then we just got to fully equip our follower. So, let's see, where was Rakanoth? Is he also in the Act 4? He is. It's kind of weird that they make you go do almost all of the Act 4 bounty bosses here compared to the other ones. Oh, cool. We got a goblin here. I've been getting kind of lucky with goblins. Not like insanely, but decent enough. As long as we can get him before he runs away. Which we should be able to. Wherever he went in here. There we go. Might as well take out these elites now, too. Alright, what'd you get me? Just some random stuff. Alright. I was hoping for a portal to the vault, but you can't be too greedy. Alright, now hopefully he drops me some good stuff. Not too much. Alright. And let's finish getting some of this guy his stuff. Depending on what I find, I can craft some stuff for him. I can also just buy some stuff or throw on the lowest quality gear. So if I don't want to waste any resources, sometimes I'll just go over here and buy some stuff to put on him. So Let's see what he needed. Head, shoulders, amulet, ring. There's head, shoulders, amulets, and ring, right? All right. And shoulders. There we go. I'll get all that gold and stuff back, no problem. I should probably start organizing my gems now. They're just sitting over here being annoying. Let's do that. Let's see. And I want these switched. There we go. That's better. What is this? Going away. And let's put in a little bit of speed. All right, now what else do we need to do for... Man, I keep pushing the wrong buttons here because my mic is blocking it. Okay, we already did chapter 2. That means we can automatically put this stuff on. Oh, we're gonna mount. Interesting. Perfect. So it's sadly gloves and helm, which means we're gonna have to get rid of these sages. So we'll put them on our follower. Oops, not those. All right. And now we need a new pair of boots. Because those illusory boots are not good at all. We'll throw them in the stash, though. Maybe we'll extract them later. All right, now let's see. Should be able to do a much higher difficulty. So what's the next thing that we need to do? Master difficulty Nephilim Rifts. And then the Act 3 and Act 4. So let's see if we can crank it up to Master. I'm pretty sure we can. It shouldn't be an issue. But normally whenever I play the Demon Hunter here and get the Hadrix gifts, I almost always will get them later on when I've got like a 4-piece or a 6-piece bonus. So I've never done it with just the 2-piece bonus here. And I need a melee weapon to equip. So in order to actually take advantage of that, let's do the dagger. Didn't know you could do... I guess I did. That put a quiver there, but... Let's see, and it does have a socket spot, so let's do that. And let's store this in here just in case something happens. Okay, that should be the bonus. How are we doing here for Act 3? Kill Adria. I should see what I have to do for further ones. It is Adria. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and do that so we don't have to find her all over again. One of my biggest nightmares is coming over here and trying to find Adria. There we go. Yeah, so we should be able to one-shot everything now. In fact, we could probably do this on an even higher difficulty, but... And after I do this right here, I think I'm going to go back inside that vision that we found earlier. Oh, no, wait, we're on a new map difficulty, so that's not there. All right, so hopefully we find a vision then. Pretty sure almost everybody went with the Necromancer this season for the season start. Honestly, I would have chose the Demon Hunter if I could have, purely because of how fast you can level up with this here. So I might have done a Necromancer from 1 to 70 and then done the first part of the season journey and then switched over to the Demon Hunter to claim the bonus. Where am I going here? Is it down this way, I think? Yeah, going the wrong way earlier. But I almost always go the wrong way anywhere inside of these buildings. I am not familiar with the layout of all of these, especially when they change. My wife and I, when we play together, if she has to do the kill all act bosses, whatever, within a certain amount of time, or specific act bosses within a certain amount of time, she goes to one boss and then she has me find the really hard ones like Adria, and then I'll sit there and wait for her to be done with her boss, and I'll teleport her over to these ones so she doesn't spend forever trying to find them. So, all right. And if anybody knows what the highest difficulty I can do with the 2-piece bonuses, please let me know. Based on this boss, I'm guessing I can do Torment 1 no problem. There we go. I would switch over to Impale, but I think the chakrams are going to be a lot easier for running around doing bounties like this. All right. Survive the Executioner's Assault. I don't remember this bounty. I stay out of Act 5 if I can. All right, what do I got to do here? Not the cursed chest, is it? All right, this is getting easy. Okay, that wasn't that bad at all. That was nice and quick. All right, what else do we got? Ah, I hate killing enemies here. There's never enough. Or I just don't know where they're all at, maybe, but every time I come through here, I seriously feel like I'm struggling for enemies. Okay, I think I'm going the right way this time. And see, now I gotta find all of the extra enemies that I'm missing. I just wish the density in here was a lot better. Not dense at all. Especially in a game like Diablo. Diablo 3 isn't very challenging compared to some of the other RPGs. Like long term, maybe, but in terms of just this beginning levels, you get so much power. It's really about running into some monsters that catch you off guard. So there needs to be a lot more of these guys, or they need to be a lot tougher. There we go. I thought he was going to block me. Guild hideout. I think I spent a good 20 minutes trying to intentionally find the guild hideout over here once when I didn't have a mission for it, and it was one of the most annoying things to find. Things 1,000 times easier when they give us a marker for it. Alright, we have to kill everybody in level 2, so we don't care about level 1. Now we gotta kill everybody. Sometimes I wonder about the in-lore reason for why we would only kill everybody in level 2 compared to level 1. Like, we're kind of this world's hero. We should be wanting to save everybody. So it always seemed a little silly to me for like lore reasons or lore purposes. But I'm sure there's some kind of reason or whatever that we're doing this. Hopefully, anyway. It can't just be because we're bored. There we go. All right, one more to do. And then we just have to do the Act 3 bounties, and then we'll be able to finish that off, no problem. We've already got our 2-piece bonus for the Hedrick's gift, so I can only imagine as soon as we get a couple more. I'm guessing we'll be able to shoot up straight to Torment 10 as long as we get a Carlea's point. Or we die right away, so that'll be fun to see regardless. Okay, we got a vision. Perfect. I was wanting one of those. I know if I miss one or two of these guys, I'm going to have to come back to get them anyway. So it looks like we got them all. Before we go in that vision, we're going to go back and claim the bounty because I hate forgetting to do that. I've done, I think, acts 1 through 5 once and forgot to claim a bounty on 2 of them and had to redo them, which is annoying. Got some pants there. I don't think they drop any good pants from these things, so pretty sure that might be Demon Hunter exclusive. Let's see. All right, what is this? Gain an aura of death that deals 944% of your life per second as physical damage to enemies within 16 yards. You no longer regenerate life? Yeah, no, we're not. We can't risk that. That'll kill me in a heartbeat. All right, let's see how this vision is. Goal is to get some Death Breath and some legendary items. Specifically Death Breath because then we can get Carlea's point. There it is. I'm not sure how much Death Breath we need. That might have been it right there. I think that was. Let's check it out. 25 on the dot. Perfect. Now let's see if we get Carlea's point. If we do, this is going to be a million times easier and we could finally switch out of the chakrams. Oops, wrong one. I'm going to lose my thing. We got Lord Greenhorn's fan. Of course we did. All right, well, that's a bummer, but at least we're using our Phantom Knives anyway, so we'll have to loop back up and try again. Luckily, this will give us a whole bunch of Death Breath when we go through these. I mentioned this before. I'm pretty sure I can crank the difficulty up to like maybe Torment 2 now that I'm playing around with it here. Seems possible. So long as we don't die from a dumb mistake. These pillar things or whatever they're called in here, they block me every single time, and I forget that they can block me. So I almost die to them a lot. Alright, what is that? That'd be nice if it was the season of ethereals coming up, but pretty sure that doesn't do anything good. Another hand crossbow. That's the Dawn. All right, that's amazing. We should probably go and extract that right away. I don't think we'll use it yet, but we should be using it soon. Especially if we get some stuff for the god set going. Or really anything. I think there's hardly a demon hunter around that doesn't like using Dawn. I should be collecting some of these things too. Oh, that was scary. Alright, that was enough of a warning to go back and extract that while we get the chance. We don't want to die right away. And I'll just reveal these all while I'm at it. Where's the book over here? Like I said, I'm never in Act 5, so. All right, how good is this? 51%. Yeah, that's a low roll anyway. How much do I need to extract? Just 5, right? We'll throw it on anyway. Better to do it now than to forget. Oh, away. Yeah, and that does nothing. All right. Okay, good. We're at the end, so we're safe. So going up a difficulty, going through these visions is going to be dangerous. Staying where we're at, going through the visions is going to be fine. So unless something else changes, we'll probably just stick with this difficulty. That's the worst thing about hardcore. If we're in softcore, we'd crank this all the way up right away, but at least we're getting all the materials and stuff we need. Okay, and now I just need to do Act 3. And I also need the Siege Breaker. So we're going to leave and see if we can get the Siege Breaker as the bounty to make it easier. I don't want to run all the way over there again. And same difficulty. I got to remind myself that. Every single time I leave a game, normally I like to tweak it or mess it around, but we'll be fine now. Any Siege Breaker? So far, no. Again, I feel like the game hears me and it knows when I want something and then it tries to deny me it at every possible chance, so we'll see how long this takes. In the meantime, we should also keep an eye out for the Caverns of Frost, because doing that and getting that early would be really nice. Okay, so far, no. So that's 0 for 3, right? I don't know if anybody watching, what's your longest you've gone resetting the map trying to get a boss? Because for me, I reset 20 times for Zoltan Cool once. Let's get that out of there. There's Siegebreaker, perfect. And we also got clear Caverns of Frost, so double. Maybe that's why the game was being so selfish earlier. It wanted just to give me exactly what I needed. And so far in doing the next season is coming out in about maybe 3 or 4 weeks or so. So we got about a month until the next season. And I decided to get a head start on all of these leveling builds that I'm working on for the YouTube channel. So I'm doing every single class 1 through 70 and using the challenge drift cache. And then I'm doing every single class 1 through 70 without the challenge drift cache for those who are interested in it. So we'll have methods for all of those. And then I'm also doing a method for starting out with the Necromancer and Torment 1 without the cache. So We've been working on doing all that, and in the process of doing those, we've had where am I going? We've had the Caverns of Frost show up about 4 or 5 times in those videos, and we actually got the Gibbering Gemstone twice on like a level 10 character or a level 12 character or something crazy low like that. So that's always fun and exciting. I've only had one season where I've actually gotten it during the season, starting out on a fresh character. And then I got the Black Mushroom when going through one of the bounties for the Act 1 things. And then I'm pretty sure I got the Mysterious Chest and whatever it drops, the Liquid Rainbow or whatever, after like 2 resets. So my entire Staff of Herding thing only took me about 20 minutes from the start to the end after getting those random things through leveling up. But I'm pretty sure the one that took me the longest was Izual and dropping the stupid plans. Luckily, the plans already dropped for us on this one, so again, I don't have to worry about doing any of that tedious things. All right, how long does this take? No time at all. All right, and before we go inside of that vision, I do want to finish the Act 3 bounties because, again, if I end up dying and doing those Act 3 bounties all over again, it's going to be really annoying compared to just whatever you get inside of the bounties. Protect the medical camp. All right. This is an easy one. Help those guys out up there. Those are really cool monsters. I actually like the design of them. All right. And let's save the Caverns of Frost for last. Even if we don't get the Gibbering Gemstone, we have a good chance of getting at least a goblin in there, so I love those monsters too, those little bugs. They're so fun to kill. Or whatever they are, a mix of like a scorpion and a spider or something. All right, last one. So hopefully we get the gemstone here. I don't know what the odds are of me getting it ever since they like tweaked them or something. I think they just boosted the chance of finding Shiltara and that the gemstone drop rate is still pretty much the same. But from my best guess, I feel like I usually have to run them about 8 times. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like a 5% drop rate or something like that. And I was just getting lucky, or 10% drop rate sounds more like it. But I don't know if anyone has the actual statistics on that. So far, no goblin. Let's see if we get it in the next room. It's the Lusa. don't think we're getting a goblin this time, it looks like. And no Chiltar either, unless I killed him too quickly. That's a bummer. But we finished. Wait, did we finish all those? Well, I'm missing one. I didn't even see this guy. Okay, it's only 40 enemies. That's not too bad. All right, where are the extra enemies at? There we go. All right, now we're done. And I don't think Act 3 can drop me anything really good other than the Avarice Band, which it might have just dropped. I think that is it. All right, let's see. Yep, and we'll go ahead and throw that on right now. Why not? Okay, what else do we need to do? Master difficulty, Nephilim Rift, Craft Imperials, Blood Shards. We'll do that in a second. All right. Doesn't really matter what we craft here, so let's go ahead and do a diamond. And then I think it said I needed to spend blood shards, so let's go ahead and do that. We could try and get a Raps of Clarity, which would be great for helping us stay alive. Let's see, and that's bracers, right? Well, that is exactly my luck, so. And we got something that's a little bit better in here, though. That's sad. A single legendary out of all of those. All right, and then what else was it other than a Nephilim Rift? Just that. Okay, well, we'll run that really quick. We're already in Master difficulty, and we do need some more blood shards, so why not? I hate this area so much. At least we got the channeling shine, though. That'll be nice. Probably shouldn't stand in those. I'm fairly sure I wouldn't die from it. Maybe like one explosion, but I don't know about all of those. All right, let's get out of here. Not too fond of this area either. I don't think there's a single Nephilim area I like, though, so this one's all right. It's just all of the enemies are so far apart. And we're getting achievements like crazy. This is a brand new account, so anytime we get pretty much anything done in this game, it's going to give us an achievement for it. So far, not a whole lot of death breath dropping. We should probably open these. Could get lucky and get a legendary from them. There we go. And finally some more death breath. Awesome. Pretty sure I'm extremely low on death breath. I feel like I should have gotten some more orbs drop in there. Might as well go to the next area. Yeah, that place wasn't that bad. Actually don't mind these caves too much compared to those other areas because at least the enemies are kind of in a row. And I gotta remember to use that Greenhorn's fan on the Rift Guardian. Maybe we can instant kill him there. Conduit. Perfect. Yeah, so that instant kills him. Got a quiver there. Could be a good one. I think that's Enmy's Duffel or something like that, which I'm pretty sure is terrible. But it might still have some better stats than the one that we found because we found it below level 70. Oh, Bolas now explode. Okay, that's not bad. Thought it was a different. I got the right name, but I thought it was a different effect. And we'll throw you in case we want to extract you later. All right. What do we get now? So, with this, we should be able to do a GR20, I believe. Shadow Power gains the effect of every rune and lasts forever. So all we got to do is throw on Shadow Power, which we can do that. Let's get rid of Vault. Okay. And let's start going up some Greater Rift difficulties. We're going to just jump straight into Torment 2. Now our goal here is to get all the way up to GR20. Once we get into the GRs, that's when I feel like the game gets really fun because everything's so fast paced after this. Missed an orb there. And they gave me another conduit. That's nice. Now I've got to remember that I can't vault anywhere to get out of something. Oop, I heard it. I'm pretty sure I have to do a Torment 4 Nephilim Rift too. Maybe it was a Torment 2 Nephilim Rift. But if I just jump in a Torment 4 one, then I'll be able to go straight into the high GRs. So maybe after we finish this one up, then we'll go over and switch to a Torment 4 Nephilim Rift. Based on how fast we're killing enemies here, we should be fine, especially if we can put on a Bane of the Powerful that we get from this. I should have enough enemies to kill in here. There we go. And that Lord Greenhorn fan is going to allow us to instant kill bosses. All right, we're getting a couple good things now. We got an extra Lord Greenhorns fan. That's awesome. I don't know what that is, if it's Witching Hour or something, but we'll take a peek at that too. The downside here is I don't have a good necklace right now. Can I craft one? Still no socket. All right, that is Witching Hour. So we'll throw that on. This one has a socket on it, and it's got damage and dexterity on it. A little bit less of a power, though. We'll save it for now. Maybe we'll come back to it later. I'm going to throw that Bane of the Powerful in there since I don't have the resources to waste on those. All right. And then we're going to up difficulty straight to Torment 4. So this is either going to be perfect and save us plenty of time, or it's going to kill us immediately. We're going to be prepared to leave if we need to. And again, ideally, would love to have a Raps of Clarity. So maybe this guy can give me one for old time's sake. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right. Does this kill us? Let's see. If we had a Carly's point, I would say absolutely not, but we don't, so. Okay, we're looking fine. So I think with the Lord Greenhorns fan, we'll be fine. Wherever surrounded by a whole bunch of enemies, we'll be able to push that once and be able to get out of here fine. Absolutely love the chakram and stuff on here with the Impale set. Can't remember what the Impale set's actually called. I just always call it that. Shadow Power, right? Shadow set, something like that. There we go. This is going really well for us. Honestly, I wasn't expecting the Demon Hunter to go this well. I was expecting to have a few more hiccups and like not getting the things that I wanted to get, you know, and having those things be absolutely destructive towards us. But this is going a lot better than I thought. Where is the exit up here? Is this just a random little area? There we go. Not sure if I'm going to like switching over to the actual Impale compared to these chakrams. They're just so fun. Should do some testing in non-hardcore mode and see how much damage we can get with a chakram shadow set instead of the Impale one. I know the Impale one's going to be way, way better, but I'm wondering if I can make like a early game Nephilim Rift version of it. There we go. Oh, We got another goblin. Got a belt. I think that's blackthorns. It's almost always blackthorns in the early game. All right. Time to start spawning in the Rift Guardian. And with the help of Lord Greenhorn's fan, we were able to take him out. Now let's speak to Auric. All right, now what else do I need to do to get this full set? Oh, that's right. We got to do the Key Guardians. Those are all in Torment 4, so that's fine. We got to kill Belial, kill Gome, and reach that Greater Rift, and then learn some recipes. All of that doesn't seem too bad. We can go do the Key Guardians very quickly. Learning an extra recipe is annoying. But I think I have to run Act 1 anyway for the Ring of Royal Grandeur. We got a vision. Let's just go in here real quick. We're on Torment 4, so not the safest idea coming through here. And we should be able to kill these guys. Ideally, if we can get them all close to each other. There we go. We took 2 of them out. That Fan of Knives is going to deal a lot of damage in the early game here. What is this chest armor? Perfect. Could definitely use that. I don't really care about full clearing these things. I'm just trying to find specific levels with leets. There we have him. So that's my goal here, is just get some Death Breath, find some of the Greater Rift Guardians, and then hopefully get the Goblin level if I can. And stay alive, obviously. Which it's looking harder and harder to do. All right, so these are no longer safe, at least on our current level. We could probably fully clear out the rest of this area here, but if we run into another set of elites, especially in a bad area like this one, where you get bombarded as soon as you walk through, we'll probably die. I can almost guarantee it. Come on this way. I don't want to deal with all of these elites separately, so I'm trying to grab them all together. All right, I should check out my Death Breath here soon too. 37, I've got a lot. Okay, that's way more than I thought. We can upgrade another weapon or item. We could do either our necklace, we could do our bracers to get some different items, or we could do another dagger and hope for the Carlea's point. And that's something that always plagues me. I'm never sure what's the right answer there. Probably because it's all up to RNG and nobody really knows, but... Alright, I'm pretty sure that was everybody. Stand corrected. Thought I already got these guys earlier. Now we can keep going a little further, only because we have 30 on the Fan of Knives here, which means even if we run into elites or Rift Guardians, we'll be able to... Oh, there we go. That is exactly what we wanted. Now the goal here is to try and take out the green guys. Oh, I missed it there. That's a shame. There we go. All right, and we want to be very careful when going down below because then all of them are going to get activated. And we were able to take them out pretty quick. Again, I don't really care too much about the gem goblins. Mainly just trying to focus only on the green guys in here. There we go. Okay, that was a lifesaver. That should have gotten us all of the resources that we needed. And we'll be able to upgrade a whole bunch of things. I think that might have gotten us the plans we needed to for the 6-piece. So we should be getting the 6-piece here in like 2 or 3 minutes. That's why I love those visions. Just one goblin level is going to turn your whole game around. And luckily enough, we had the sages on going through here as well. All right, we're going to have to go up top to get some more stuff. Those are the depth diggers. That's nice. I think I killed somebody over here, right? Nope. All right, and we're basically full, so we'll return back to town here in a second. Now we're doing great for gems. So we shouldn't have to worry about some of the next things as well. Oops, I always forget about those. Okay, and let's snag a few more of those things and then we'll reveal what we got. That doesn't look like anything there is something that I need though, so that's a bit of a shame, but we'll put on whatever's better. Another rapid fire one. I am using primary skills more than the blackthorns, so let's put those on. Crashing rain, use that. And then, I actually thought this would be better. Kind of surprised it's not. I bet if I roll one of these stats though, it'd be a lot better. But I don't think there's anything there that I really need, so. Oh, got to learn you. There we go. All right. Now we can upgrade a few things because we got plenty of that. So let's go ahead and upgrade over here. We got our Wraps of Clarity. Perfect. And let's see. Let's upgrade this necklace. Aliason's Ascent. That's not bad. So we'll keep that. And then maybe we can get our dagger here. So let's see if we get it. And there's Carlea's Point. Perfect. And I believe we can put on that Bane of the Powerful now as well. and we'll store an extra one of those there. Now for all of these gems, I'm just going to go ahead and throw them in here for now so that I know I have a base to come back to. And let's switch chakrams over to impale. I think I need to do over penetration. All right, and then now we should be fine to go through here again. Let's see. Yeah, so they're going to all get instantly one shot with that. All right, so my impale should be doing plenty of damage now to everybody. Pretty sure, I can't remember what satchel I need for the impale to start doing good. I think it splits it into 3, or maybe that's the 6-piece bonus. We'll see. All right, we're moving through here quick now. There's a whole bunch of loot on the ground, and I get that. Trust me, I would love to pick it up, but the amount of time it takes to sort through all of this stuff on the ground here and pick it up and scrap it, we would rather just take the time to level up a little bit further, and then once we get the altar node that salvages it for us, we'll be able to make it all up in no time, so... All right. This is a long one. The Wraps of Clarity are going to keep us alive now. And now we're finally starting to get things dropping. And we got another goblin level. All right. And my hatred is too low. Not good. All right. Now we just got to remember that this is going to overly penetrate to the enemies here. All right. Almost got him. There we go. Wow. Okay. That was lucky. I wish this was my season start. Man, this would have been so much better than what I actually had going. I'm fine with that. And I think we got a 9th series satchel in there, it looks like. Let's see. These are about the same. So just store that if we wanted to. We got an extra Marauders. Give that to our follower, I guess. And let's go ahead and store some of this excess good stuff in the stash here. Come on. There we go. I'm pretty sure that actually can be scrapped. I don't know why I dropped it there. Here we go. So we can now do plenty of upgrades to get what we want. And even if we die, we're going to be set for life coming through here again if we need to. That's absolutely great. Getting those at just this level is perfect. Any later and we wouldn't have cared too much, and any earlier would have been helpful, I guess, but and we're at the end here. Perfect. Whoa. Almost died. That's why we always put those extras inside of the stash. I'm not about to not have a Raps of Clarity if I can help it. I'm always overburdened. All right. What else did we get? Stone of Jordan, I think. Not sure what this is. All right. Stone of Jordan's pretty good. I think we'll keep the obsidian ring for... Actually, do we even need the obsidian ring? Let's switch these out. And what is this? Huh. Okay. Got a Crusader item. Not one that I want, so we'll scrap it. All right. Now, what else was I doing here? I think I was in Act 1 bounties. I was doing the Key Guardians. I completely forgot about that. All right. Well, do we even need... Yeah, we probably do. One Vision was one of the best lifesavers I've ever got. This guy is far away. That's not a very good Aquila Curious if I can fire it once and then lose it. Okay, we got some pants. We should come over and do this bounty since it's right next to us too. And we just have to kill everybody in level 2. So. Or I guess we gotta help somebody mine some stuff. Hopefully this is the right path. Oh, I remember this bounty now. We just gotta find the ores, I'm pretty sure. So as long as we find them, we'll be fine. And I think we don't get ambushed or something here. Was that it? We just had to do that once and done? Alright, that was nice and easy. Maybe it's the second one we get ambushed on. Wherever it is. I really hope it's not back over there. One of my biggest pet peeves in video games is having to backtrack for any reason. Sometimes it's my own fault, but sometimes it's just the layout of the game. I think I'm gonna have to backtrack. Oh, maybe not. This looks like it might be the right area. There it is, yep. There we go. Ugh, we got another Blackthorns earlier. Again, it's just the worst. This is a fun bounty. It's always quick and easy. No Leoric Shinbone. Alright, now we just gotta kill a few more guys. Alright. Should be getting our 6-piece bonus here really soon. I still gotta do a couple more of those Key Guardians and then do the GR20. That shouldn't take me too long at all. Right now, I figured I'd just run through some Act 1 bounties in the hopes of finding a Ring of Royal Grandeur to save a bunch of time later. Alright, where are you at, Firestarter? I love these Act 1 bounties. They're so fast to run. Probably my favorite out of all of the acts is doing Act 1. It's also the one that I usually have to do over and over again because you need the Ring of Royal Grandeur for the altar and you need it for most builds in the game. And I know you can do it on Act 4 too, but I don't like the town in Act 4. I like the bounties there just fine, but the actual town itself isn't very fun to me. No enemies in here. That's nice. Ah, I hate this place. All right, last one. Kill the Skeleton King. That's no problem. Oh, I miss not having a teleport. Where's that guy at? So far, none of the goblins have been nice enough to drop pet for me or any of the portals and stuff that they could drop. Does anyone know the odds for that, by the way? Is it like 5% chance that a goblin drops you something like that, or is it even lower? Does it depend on the goblin type? Kind of curious. I'm guessing 3 hits to kill this guy. 1, 2, 3. Ah. You gotta be kidding. Only I got a crit there. Alright. What'd we get? Got the ambulance. That's a bummer. Oh well, it didn't take us long to run. Let's go get the rest of these keys. I don't know which way to go here for that. There we go. Hopefully this guy isn't too far away. He's almost always really far away, but... Alright, that's close enough. By the way, does anybody else get a bug in their game? Right here, it sometimes blocks me from moving forward if I'm going too fast. I've noticed it especially on the God set when spinning around there, but... There we go. Alright, and last one over here. Where is this one? Pretty sure we have to kill Belial. Can't remember what the other guy is that we need to do. And then we'll get our 6-piece bonus. This guy isn't far away either. That's nice. Alright. Let's see. Who do we have to kill next? Belial for sure. Who else? Belial and Gome. Alright. That shouldn't take us too long at all. We're doing 226,000 damage here. We got Carly's Point. Basically like a whole kind of mini set going here. All of our gear is pretty good. And I'm fairly confident that I'll be able to run through the Greater Rifts level 20, maybe like less than 2 minutes. Maybe not less than 2 minutes. That might be a little close, but maybe 2.5. One of my biggest pet peeves with this Belial fight is the fact that he makes me fight all of these stupid minions. And then he comes out and then he makes me kill him almost entirely on this mini form. And then he brings me up into the final form. I just don't like 3-part fights. Especially when you have so much damage over these guys, you know? Kind of wish he'd let you kill him right there. If you had excess damage. Probably shouldn't have been wasting all my resource there. There we go. Alright. That's bright. I can't remember what those boots are. And then we needed Gome. Luckily, we've got a place pointing to him. Otherwise, I guarantee you I would have gone the wrong way in here. Even with it pointing the right way, I'm still probably going to go the wrong way. I never know exactly where Gome is and like which direction to go for him. Sometimes I feel like it's straight up, and then sometimes I feel like it's to the right, and I have to like dip down, you know? So let's see if this was right. And we got another goblin at least, so something to come from here. Just a regular one. So we did go the wrong way. Stupid Gome. Hate you. I think this will be faster just to teleport to the beginning like this and pick the correct path. Now, was it left or down? All right, I think this is the right way. But we wouldn't have gotten that goblin if we had been right earlier, so. Small miracles. All right. Maybe 6 hits for Gome. 1, 2, nope, 3. And I'm getting off on all of these. All right, and now we just got to do the GR20. So let's scrap all this and run that real quick. I'll take a look at these. I can't put them on, but I'll take a look. I think they're iron tone mud splitters. Yeah, mud sputters. And I've been saying that wrong the entire time. And GR20. Okay, so just our regular bolas is doing enough damage in here. That's great. I didn't realize how good the Enmai's Duffel was. This is actually a great item to find. Already 15%. That's pretty fast. That's nice. Doesn't really help us right now unless we had Vengeance on, which we could put on. We've got the Dawn already unlocked. So I might switch over to that. Oops. That could have been bad. Let's see. I also need a spare set helm. I don't know if I found one of those earlier. I'll have to check in my stash. Or we're already halfway done. Can't miss that. There we go. Hopefully this is the right way. Might just loop around, but... Now we can stand in all these explosions. I knew that was going to be a dead end. There's one absolute truth, it's that I'm going to go the wrong way. There we go. To the exit. I'm kind of getting excited for the Diablo 4 next expansion that they have. Last Epoch's expansion is going to be really exciting too. So we might check that out. I heard the PTR for Diablo 4 is going on right now. I've been thinking about jumping on it. But every single time I do the PTR for Diablo 4, I find that I get kind of burnt out by playing the game, and I really just want to like level it up and experience it, you know? And then they release a season, and then I don't want to play the season right away. And I've done a lot of testing in PTRs and like found some like hidden bugs and some good suggestions and stuff, you know? But it's not like it, I'm not a big enough person to have my voice, you know, matter for that. So I'm like, why not let the bigger guys, the bigger streamers go in there and do that, and then we can get a lot of enjoyment out of it. But it's been something I've considered at least taking a peek at here. All right, how long are you going to take? Same 3-hit combo. Got another ring there, an amulet. There's our Legacy of Dreams. Normally, I like doing the Legacy of Dreams right away for some of these things, but the Impale set is so good. You can just jump right in with the Bane of the Powerful. We got an extra one of those too. Nice. All right, now we can equip our 6-piece bonus finally. Justice, I don't need that. All right, where are you? Let's see here. We're going to lose our depth diggers. We could probably throw that in the cube if we wanted to. So let's do that real quick. I think I'm going to need it for the god set. Right, and the rest of this stuff can get scrapped. There we go. All right, now what difficulty can we do here? How much blood shards do we have? Let's try and get a, where is it over here? Quiver. We'll do a couple upgrades on here just in case we get what we want. Okay, an extra one of those. That's interesting. There's Dead Man's Legacy. That's pretty good. Could have used that earlier. Wow, I've never had it give me different daggers or different things every single time. Interesting. Another Spine of Seething Hatred. Another one of those. And we're not going to waste any more resources here. That was already way too much to waste. But we got Dead Man's Legacy, so that'll be helpful later on. Throw an extra one of those in there. I might as well throw one of these in there as well. Why not? The rest of that can get scrapped. All right, and I said I was going to switch the Sentry over to Vengeance. Do that. Now, what does... I should probably switch these things around here too as well. Put on Awareness for now because I need that. I'm going to just stick with these things because I can't remember what I need for the Shadow set off the top of my head right now. But let's read what this actually does here. Okay, Shadow Power, blah, blah, blah. Impale deals an additional 120% weapon damage to the first enemy hit. So, with that being said, and with penetration here, do that one as well. I think I'm going to be fine to crank the difficulty up. So, let's go ahead and try Torment 9 and see how that looks. I probably am able to go a lot higher. When I tested this in softcore, I was able to go straight to Torment 13, but that was with a couple deaths, and I'm not too confident on that for this one yet. So let's give it a try and see how we're doing for our damage, toughness, and recovery. What do we have to recover in here, by the way? It doesn't say anything. So the set doesn't give us any damage reduction other than the Rhapsodic Clarity. It's good to know. All right. So we're still pretty much one-shotting everything here. Our primary skill can't do that anymore. We're hoping to get a vision to see how well we can farm. Because if we can farm and go up the vision, that'll tell us what Greater Rift we can run and what Nephilim Rift we can run. If we do a Torment 9 vision and we can go through a couple portals in there, then we could do absolutely fine doing some Greater Rifts that are a little bit higher than this. Same with Nephilim Rifts. I think there's a set that I'm supposed to have on for this too, the craftable sets. Okay, good. So we're one-shotting all of the bosses at the very least. There's our vision. All right, looking sketchy in here. Well, that was the end of it. So we didn't get a whole lot of testing, but that was probably good enough. Should probably start. Whoa, that was scary. Filling out the altar. All right. So yeah, Torment 9 is sketchy for these visions, 100%. Is this a cold skill? It is. Let's go ahead and extract this and put it in the altar. Or not the altar, the cube for now. That might help us out a little bit. All right, and then let's go ahead and see what we can start unlocking on the altar, because that's going to be huge for us. Okay, any class set helm. We're not going to get rid of our good one without a ring of royal grandeur and a good reason. Do we have anything in here earlier? Okay, we don't, but we do have one of these, and we might get lucky and convert it. How much does it cost to convert? 10 Forgotten Souls? We've got quite a lot there. Okay. We'll just do a couple of these and see if we get it right off the bat. Not looking like it. There it is. I don't like to waste a lot there, and I only do that if I have a lot of materials, but okay, we could do this one next. We could run through those. Probably okay. I don't know about the current difficulty that we're on. I feel like we might be fine doing that, but then again, you know, kind of tough to say. Could drop one more level to be safe, but I don't care. You know, we're just doing this for fun. This isn't an actual season start here. This is just a fun little thing to decided to create. So let's see if we can do this. We'll either die or we'll live. So 50-50. All right. I think we're good with the Impale solely because of the way the Impale works. The Impale does so much damage to the first enemy hit that we should be able to one-shot them every single time. This is the one I'm a little sketchy about. We're going to try and keep up our Wraps of Clarity buff at all times. Like I said, sketchy. Okay. Well, you managed to survive that one. That was the one area that I was incredibly worried about. Because every single time he stuns you, the fire hits you for so much damage, and we don't have any natural defenses other than the Wraps of Clarity there. There we go. All right. Got one more to do. There we go. This guy's killed me with his after death little thing there on my monk once. Absolutely infuriated me. Oh, did it not want to go back? Okay. I swear I pushed the button. We have a lot of unspent paragons, so let's go ahead and put some of that in now. I can't remember what to prioritize here in the beginning. No, resist all is what we need on the monk. Or not the monk, the dexterity classes. All right. What else was I doing? Doing the altar. And we got double the bounty caches, Reaper's Wraps. We could probably go do that real quick. All we got to do is kill Mathile at least once. This is one of my favorite things about doing the altar is it starts so slow, and then as soon as you do one thing, you're good to go. Now, I'm not sure. I gotta change my fan of knives to something else. I really gotta look and see what actual stuff I need instead of just going off of like random memory or random things that I think is okay, you know? Oh, okay. Well, that would have killed me. This is why we have the follower on us. Dang, why does that hit so hard? There's my own cheat death. Hold on. Let's go back before we die. Anytime both of these are triggered, there's no way I'm gonna go through there without figuring out what's going on. So let's go ahead and switch some of this stuff around. Shadow Power has all of the effects, so I don't need to worry about that. Phantom Knives. What can we change this to stay alive? Probably Smoke Screen. Let's just do Special Recipe for now. I don't think there's anything else that I can really tweak and change for my gear right now. I know I'm missing something, but I just cannot for the life of me remember what it is. Maybe do I have the Guardians unlocked? Guardians, I do. So I could get the 2-piece bonus for that. Let's do that and let's stay alive a lot better for that. And then we'll extract the Wraps of Clarity here. So bracers, belt. Got an ancient there. And then we'll switch out these depth diggers for the Wraps of Clarity. Luckily, I've got an extra one, so it's no big deal. Okay. There we go. We're at 6.8 million. That should help us out a little bit. And we've got our cheat deaths back on. I didn't think just getting to the boss would be so deadly. All right, now our bolas aren't going to be doing a whole lot of damage. All right, let's see how we do here. Okay, scary. Scary. There we go. Managed to stay alive. Should have given you guys a brightness warning because that is always crazy bright. All right, and we got our plans. Now we just got to craft and scrap. And I'm pretty sure it's bracers. There it is. There we go. Now, what else do I need? Okay, I can do that. And there's finally the pets salvage things. So now I don't have to worry about resources for the rest of the game. I'll just constantly get them anytime I go through those visions. All right, and let's throw you on there and just give you some random stuff. I'll get him some better things later on, but for now, that's what he deserves. Okay. Let's see, Torment 9. We got the double the bounty caches, so we could try and get the Ring of Royal Grandeur now. We could also try and do Nephilim Rift at the current one that we're at. and start going up the greater rifts. But I've got to go pick up my kids and stuff here, so I think we'll end it there for today. Thank you guys for watching and sticking around. Really appreciate that. Paragon level 80. Yeah, we're level 82. This is a brand new build that we got going on a whole new set. So normally, again, on the other builds and stuff, we've got some higher leveled ones like Paragon level 900 on a hardcore, I think one, and Paragon level like 1100 or 1200 on the main thing that we were running over there. So we got a lot more for that. But yeah, I'm sorry guys. I would love to stay on more, but I've got to go and pick up my kids. So this is the only reason I'm able to do a live stream is because I've got the house to myself for the most part here. So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it.